Alright, peace and many blessings to you. It is the Perspective Dealer, or TP if you're cool, back again with a full moon collective reading for Gemini. How exciting. I am one who seems to be just a tad bit resistant to air energy with my super grounded Taurus stellium and just my life experiences that lead me away from air signs. So I feel like I've been resistant to the energy that is occurring right now. But I had a friend who y'all should follow and keep up with. Her name on all the handles, I believe, is 3 Moons Self-Care. So tap in. But she was telling me that I've actually been feeling more Gemini transits, or I've been feeling the Gemini full moon energy, and even asked me if I had some Gemini placements. So I have this thing where I can be super interested into stuff, and once I'm done, or once I got what I got from it, I'm like, okay, we can move on now, like I'm done. And apparently that's very Gemini, just having so many different interests and being very inquisitive, like it's all about the thoughts. So that takes us into the collective reading. We're going to be tapping into our thought processes. Why not start with the air signs first? I really just want to tap into the thought processes. Like, what have y'all been thinking about, so that I can give you some new perspective on that? Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. What have they been thinking about right now? What could they use some new perspective on? We have one card being the 5 of air. Okay, interesting. What could my air signs use some new perspective on, since we're in this Gemini season, which is all about thoughts, but it also gives creativity? Okay, so we have the 5 of air, the 10 of water, and the 9 of fire. So a lot of different elements, a lot of different things going on when it comes to the way you think, the way you feel, and the energy that you're exerting into the world and things like that, like what your passion is about. So air signs, I feel like some of y'all have been just a tad bit oblivious almost, but oblivious in a good way, for your mental health, but not for your safety. Because you have predators that may be leaking around you, or people that's just trying to take your energy from you, take your life force, drain you of that. You're not paying no attention, and while it's good to not pay no attention, it's also like you need to be aware of what's happening to you. And I feel like that's the mental, and it's not really something that's happening to you because you're not even allowing it, but just like keep your eyes open, pay more attention to the people around you, pay closer attention to your surroundings. 10 of water, which comes up for y'all, it's like y'all completed some type of emotional cycle, so congratulations. But you have to take a recognition of the fact that you completed that emotional cycle. And I feel like it had a lot to do with your friendships or your family, fish travel in schools, and I feel like that could be a signifier to the things that your friends and past relationships, your family has taught you along the way, and now you have completed that cycle. You didn't have the conversations that you had to have, you didn't set the boundaries that you had to, and now it's just all right, so now I am going to move on. Because anytime it's 10, it's really like, number one, I'm about to start all over again. So congratulations for completing that cycle. It makes sense that that's on your mind right now. So if you have this cycle of learning and keeping up your discernment when it comes to your emotions, definitely if you out acting in your thoughts, like, don't let anybody try to manipulate you, because it just gives that they want to take your energy, but in a sneaky type of way. Then we have the 9 of fire, and this one just gives like, you still want to be as passionate and keep the fire burning, but it's like, take some time to integrate the lessons that you have learned, do some meditation work, try to really hone in on yourself, get your chakras right and balanced, because you've been through a lot, when it comes to those cycles and having all these conversations and working with family and friends, and that is a tough time. It is amazing to be able to have the qualities to, what am I trying to say? It's like the conversations that we have to have around this is hard. And I feel like anytime that you are setting boundaries with people, anytime that you are having tough conversations surrounded by how you want to be loved and things like that, it can get a little tough. So integration, that's where y'all at. Let me move on to the fire signs. So fire signs are next, coming up. Let's see what's on the mind of my fire signs. What's on the mind of my fire signs for this Gemini full moon? Fire signs being Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo. What's going on with my fires? What are some things that they could use some extra or new perspectives on? We have the 3 of fire, but it came out in reverse. We have the 2 of earth, and then we have issue in reverse. Now, with the Three of Fire is given that your passions have brought you profit, but since it's in reverse, it's more like maybe you are not believing in the fact that your passions can bring you profit, or you kind of have to dig back into the bag in order to output again. And that is completely fine. It's just about figuring out how much you want it for real. And my advice to give with that is search from the heart. You know, open up your heart to figure out, okay, what is it that I really want to do? And how does it look in real time? And the more that you can help yourself visualize what it looks like in more time, the more that you'll be back into turning your passions into profit. So sometimes we get a step back just to get redirected real quick. And I feel like that's what that could be, or that could just be in your thoughts. So definitely don't get like butthurt about how things are. I heard a really great quote, really great quote. I will not allow my attention to sit in my circumstances. And I feel like that's what this card, that's what y'all needed to hear right now. The Two of Earth is about, you know, somebody who appears intimidating, but they actually want her to fly. So that could be how you are presenting yourself into the world, or just working on developing a different relationship with how you present yourself, and knowing that it's okay to take some time back. It's all right to go into your little cave. It's okay to go into your little shelter when you need it. And I think that you are just becoming more and more okay with that, right? But I just don't want you to crawl into a cave because the passion part is not working out for you. Definitely continue to put yourself out there, and don't scare people away with how you appear. Because sometimes I feel like there's a tendency to want to push people away. So we're already just honing in that energy in our energetic field. So people aren't even willing to be attracted because let's not say that they're scared, but it's just there's something that's not exactly appealing about it or something. So just different conversations around the way that you're deciding to show up in the world, which is interesting because then we have Issue in reverse, and Issue is kind of like an Orisha of the crossroads. He is one who walks the lines between the spiritual realm and this realm here, and he acts like he's doing the things that we do, you know, drinking, smoking, but he doesn't. It's just an act just to blend in. So these passions in this Earth card, where how you show up is like, how are you trying to, it's not giving blend in, it's giving stand out. You're a fire sign. Why would you ever try to hide yourself? You're definitely going to run into conflict with that. So I feel like the Gemini season is pushing you to really work on how you want to show up in the world and what that looks like for you as far as profits in the end. So my fire signs are being redirected to realize that how you show up in the world definitely has influence on how other people treat you. And you showing up is like your choice. How other people treat you is they going to do that regardless. But yeah, if you want different roads to open, show up as your authentic self. Show up as your authentic self. And now we are going to move on to the earth signs. Earth signs, that would happen to be my Taurus, my Virgo, and my Capricorn. I did that out of order, but it's completely fine. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, earth signs. So what's in the head? What are the thoughts of my earth signs right now? What advice could they use? What new perspectives could be shared right now with them for this full moon in Gemini? All right, I start getting 5 cards for the earth signs. So the Ace of Earth in reverse came out. The 7 of Fire in reverse came out. And with these two being next to each other, it just gives that there was some type of predator or some person that was allowed to dim our light. We allowed that access, or we were off onto a new journey, off onto a new job, starting off to do something, sharing new messages, communicating differently, and being so off and ready to start that we may have ran head to head with a predator. Not a predator, but you know what I'm saying, a dragon, somebody who didn't want to see you win. And of course we shielded, we got ourselves always, but when you trying to shield yourself from fire with metal, it's almost just like you encountered a hater and you let them get to you. That's what it's giving. You encountered a hater and you let them get to you while you was off on your new start, off on your new journey. So what I want to say is to definitely not let anybody murky, dim up, dirty up your creative waters. Your creative waters are everything. Those are it's like life. I don't know. Creativity is so special. And sometimes when you share a big idea with a small-minded person, this happens to you because you start to value that person's opinion, thinking that, oh, they know a little bit more just because it's unknown territory. And that's not the case at all. They don't know more than you know. When you was off on that charge, ready to go with that message, with that new job, with that new experience, with this new opportunity, you wasn't hearing none of that. But for some reason, you allowed this to come in. It's not over, though. right? So then we got Yanza, ruler of the cemetery. And with this energy being here, it's like, oh, I'm about to take my power back. I'm coming back, you know. You most likely buried that part of yourself that allowed this to happen in the cemetery, and now you off to go. But seriously, this is about winds and that stormy, having a stormy type of attitude. And I think that when you go, you had to step out of this earth energy real quick and go into the wind energy. You know what? I gotta allow myself to be swept away. I have to allow this to happen. And since she is ruler of the cemetery, it just gives that you definitely let die what had to die. So congratulations. And then with the 2 of water being in this, maybe some of us dropped relationships or are working on relationships too. Dang, earth signs, y'all a little bit going through things that she whisked away. So it just gives spiritual protection. Like, you got more serious about your spiritual protection while also letting die what had to be going. Let go what must go. Even if that means a lover, even if that means a friend, even if that means somebody that you were getting extremely, you know, comfortable and vulnerable with in this time. If they had to go, they had to go. 4 of air. It's like you're getting attacked from all, you know, your head is getting attacked. Your confidence is being attacked. The way that you move is being attacked. So it just gets Sagittarius under attack. But it's all because of all the fire and all that energy that you got, that you was ready to go off. It must be coming from the Sagittarius energy. So something happened. Something happened within the Sagittarius. And we flipped. So before Capricorn seasons, we definitely have to do some releasing. We have to do some cleansing. And I would even say some confidence work to make sure that whatever this is doesn't happen again. Whew. That's my earth signs, y'all. Dang. Last but not least, we have our water signs. Cancer, Scorpio. So they are next. What are the thoughts of my water signs right now? What are my water signs going through? What are they thinking? What advice could they use? What new perspectives could be shared for this full moon in Gemini? For my water signs, automatically I'm getting use your fire to create. Use your fire to create. We have the Ace of Earth. You ready to go. Nice and strong and stubborn about it too. Like, ain't nobody taking me off this. Nobody's taking me off this horse. Well, it's not even that you on a horse, because it's rightfully so. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, no, I'm off on this new journey. Nobody can stop me. The road is open. Okay, y'all. This is it's like such a passionate time. It's such a passionate time for the earth signs. I mean, for the water signs. My apologies. Because if you have this, this energy of I'm ready. And then this energy of the door is open. And then this energy of use it to create. Stop playing. Stop playing. So watch out for your water signs right now. Watch out for those Cancers, those Pisces, and those Scorpios. They ready. They're ready. They're ready to go. They're on a journey. Like, I don't even have nothing else for that. It's just so perfect. I mean, I could read a little bit more. Let's see. So what kind of journeys, what kind of newness are my water signs stepping in? Past is just being open. Okay, so we'll see it right here. What kind? What kind? It just gives me a sense of elegance that's going to happen through this transition for you. It gives me a flow. To me, it is speaking to the ease in this transition for you now. The vulnerability is easy for you now. Going off and it's all happening now. Stay up, stay graceful, and know that you're in the perfect place at the perfect time, doing the perfect thing. So I definitely do want to leave us all with a message from the angels. This is a message for everybody. Letting go. Letting go of what no longer serves you so that you can let in everything that you do deserve. All the things that do serve you. Everything that's completely in your path. And then the trust to let go too. Having the trust to let go. Detachment. The affirmation for the letting go card is, I trust in the wisdom of the universe. I go with the flow. As always, if anything resonated with you, please drop me something down in the comments. And yeah, share with a friend, share with your family, share with your coworkers, all the things. I feel like it's important to get people into the cycles of the full moon and the new moon. So thank you for your contribution, for making us the elders who remember. Peace.